Welcome everybody to the Falcon one-shot. On the agenda we have No Pineapple Left Behind. This right here is in its core a tycoon game with simulation type of aspects to it as well. You are in command of a school system, different various school systems mind you, but you will be taking the role as the guy that wants to make as much money as possible off of education over here. And kids happen to be a bit of a handful, you know, they have other things like crushes, friendships, they start bullying each other. You honestly want all of your kids to be pineapples because then all they do is come into school, get good grades, and you make a lot of money because they make good grades. Really simple in that logic now, isn't it? Alrighty, so let me give you a bit of a rundown. Right now I've unlocked a few of these little areas. So essentially this works out, you will pick a section that you kind of want to run by. And you are supposed to initially unlock the area. Like right now we have Upper Meeville. And South Bologna is already unlocked. But the next one for me right now would be Upper Myville, right? Which is, let's see, the objective. The Bus Drivers Union has created a hyperspace inhibitor field. Do not bankrupt your school in that time. So the game gives you like little objectives, right? Where you have to meet all these things to do. And then once you do that and you proceed to the next one over, it will unlock Sandbox mode for you, which is where you can kind of just build your school the way you kind of want to. We'll be doing South Bologna. Now, mind you, I haven't unlocked everything yet, so as you proceed, you unlock different classes, you unlock different spells. Yes, there's spells in the game. We'll talk more about those here pretty soon. But for now, we'll do South Bologna, and I'm going to go into Sandbox mode. Alrighty, guys, so Monday, 10/17/2016, the game is definitely, apparently, in the future. So, any kids watching, be really careful. Soon enough, you'll be going to school with pineapples next to you as well. So, right now, we have a bit of a tutorial that takes place every single time you do this, unless you disable it. I will be leaving them on just to kind of give you a better rundown of how the game plays here. So, right now what we need to do is we have no teachers. We're basically coming into an empty school here for the very first time. Kind of like a virgin, like Madonna would. So I need some teachers. Right now, all we have available in the school is going to be an English and a math class right now. As I mentioned, when you progress forward, you'll get bigger schools, you get different subjects, so on and so forth. But right now we have English and math. I'm going to go ahead and, the English department's pretty low here. Energy is going to be really important for the success of your classes, but, you know, we'll cover that soon. I guess we'll pick up Mr. Monslis. And for Matt, we'll go ahead and pick up Mrs. Dowse, who's at 85. Pretty good. Alright, so we have our teachers over here. I can disable the tutor here as well if I wanted to. Should I do that? I'll just leave it on for the sake of those trying to learn the game. So, influence is a special currency. You gain only +1 influence per day. Right now, you have 3. In this scenario, you can hire special faculty. You can have up to 1 of each. They cost -1 influence and have unique powers. So right now, we're going to go ahead and hire ourselves another special faculty member. These guys cost a lot of money, and they also cost currency, the special one that they're talking about over here. And as you proceed with the game forward, you will unlock more different people, different type of jobs. Right now, all we have is a vice principal. So we'll go ahead and pick them up for -2,000 salary. Remember, the name of the game here is for you to make money. Unlike other people in Fruit, you can actually tell a vice principal where to go by left-clicking the vice principal and right-clicking to the destination. Do this now. You got it. So I'm going to move you over here. This is going to be Vice Principal Mrs. Viona. And she has a really cool, interesting skill over here, which is, let's see, hold up. Stop. Pineapples and kids, stop right now. Right-click a nearby child to hack their brain. Again, the game's really, really silly. Let's go ahead and hack these kids over here. Well done. Now the child will stop wasting time and go to class. Note, brain hacking requires time to recharge. So, you go to class. You take your ass to class over here, Carol. Who's you? Cecil? Cecil Chows? You get your ass to class. Hey, Glatin Spanit. Get your ass to class. So you can continue doing that over and over. They will automatically do that themselves after a while, too, so don't you worry about you having to stay here and doing it the entire time. But if kids aren't going to class in time, you could definitely hire a vice principal to kind of like monitor the area over here. So, in terms of our teachers, though, we're going to come over here and, let's see, Mr. Monzil's English class. He's got a spell, which is a televisor. Now, the spells work, in a sense, the type of, I guess, class you'll be teaching, or at least a type of subject, right? So, for instance, right now, with Mr. Monzil's, we have 2 available spells. One of them is the televisor, and the other one's the memorizer. The televisor, if it succeeds, they will lose -1 humanity. What that means is that they're going to get closer, the kids will be closer to be turning into a pineapple, and that's your goal. You want them to be pineapples because they're easier to manage that way. If you fail, they get more humanity, meaning less of a chance of pineapple turns, and they also get lesser grades. And again, your income is based on grades. You want to have amazing grades. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with Memorizer, which has an 87% chance of succeeding over here. More than likely, we'll be firing these teachers by the end of the day, so we don't have to pay them. I know, we're scummy, but hey, it's about making money. So I'm going to have them go Memorizer, and, you know, I'll probably fire you by the end of the day, Mr. Monziel, so I'm sorry. So that's cool. So right now, he's going to be teaching the Memorizer spell for the class. Mrs. Dow's over here is going to be doing the same thing, Memorizer. She has 100% success because the more energy they have during the day, the higher the chance of success. And you do give them more energy when you pay them more per day. So that's the reason why you sometimes want to fire people when they're just not meeting up expectations, or you have enough money to have them regain their energy for the next day as well. So for now, we'll go with those two classes. That's fine. Let's go forward here. And let's see. There you go. She's going to be automatically... Yeah, I got the lasers. Oh, I'll talk more about this later. You have to do this now? Really, game? Stable tutorial. Get out of here. I don't want the more tutorials, okay? I'll do it myself then. Hey, yeah, get that kid over there. Let's see. Oh, by the way, you can go into the restrooms with the teachers. That's generally shunned upon in society. So if you see a kid in the restroom, do not walk in there and be like, hey, get to class. You're going to be liable for a really terrible spot. As a matter of fact, let me show you right now. Okay, get over. Oh, I can't do it. It doesn't let me do it anymore. Before you could actually walk in there, the game would be like, get out of here, you pervert. Alrighty, so right now class should be starting at 7 o'clock. We can't speed this up, and we will. Don't you worry about this fire right here. I'm pretty sure there's no fire. It's just, for some reason, really dirty. So all of our classes succeeded with our spells here today. So right now in the English class, our average grade is a C. In the old mathematics, we're looking at a C-. So we could definitely improve on that quite a bit. So right now we're done. It's going to be time for them to go to lunch. When they go to lunch is when you can actually start taking a look at your kids a bit more closer as well. So we'll talk about the lasers now. If we pause this momentarily, we have Antonia Hogal. She is friends with Krariel Karura. She's also friends with Hessi Geff, and these names are just off the hook, bro. Friends with Rolly Badsell. Now, friendships cause people to be pineapples. You know, pineapples, they don't have any sort of traits because they're just, you know, going to class, doing what they have to do and leave. Kids, on the other hand, start making friendships, start dating people, start getting fights, start bullying each other, and they all have negative impact on grades and humanity. So you want them to be pineapples and have them to have good grades. So, with friends over here, she has a -3 in grades because of her friendship with Carol. Same with Hassi, and same with this, and it's also teasing. That is where our lasers come into play. We gotta charge up our lasers over here. Let's go into the teacher thing. Now, we're gonna be firing these people at the end of the day, more than likely. So, we're gonna go ahead and expend all of their energy for the most part. So, right now what we'll be doing is, Mr. Manziels, let's have you learn a laser. So, every single class you get 1 experience, mind you. And then you can kind of teach that, or teach a new skill to them in that regard. We want to go with the Unfriender Nova. This will end the friendship immediately, and it'll give you a +2 to grades right there on the spot. So, pick this up for him, and we also want to do the same thing with Mrs. Dow's over here. Perfect. Now, since she has a bit more energy, I think it's probably best we use her to unfriend people, because Mr. Dow's has a lesser chance of succeeding in his mission, or at least his class next time around, because he's already down to 57 energy, so his success chance of Memorizer is only 77%, as opposed to our teacher, the female one, which is 95. So we'll be using her to zap kids around right now. So let's come over here and pay attention to what's happening. So you have a crush on a pineapple. Hey, good for you. That's good stuff. We need her to end her friendship with Cecil here, so zap her. Yeah, no more friendship. Who's next? Pause momentarily. What about you? Karil? Oh, you have 2 friendships going on. I can't have that happening right now, so... Hey, zap. Zap. Zap, and as you can see right now, our energy is dropping because every single zap does waste 2 energy right there. And that means our success of our class also doing well is dropping. So you kind of want to mitigate it. You don't necessarily want to completely drain them out, because if your class fails, you drop even more than you would by just having a few people being friends. So we got rid of them. We have 2 over here. I'm going to give myself more of a chance with this individual. 1 zap. And maybe 2 zaps. There you go. Hey. You are friends with Rolly. Can't have that happening. Get that. Yeah, buddy. Hey. Alrighty, bullying. Now, all of these, by the way, will have different things. It's not just friends, right? There's going to be traits like bullying. For instance, with this one, she has less of a chance of being teased because she's a bully, apparently. She will tease other people, and all these things will indeed cause issues in the school. So kids will be more humane because of the teasing, more because of the bullying, and they're not going to stop until the quest, which is actually indicated up here, is done. So if they succeed in quests, sometimes the event could lead to negative effects for your school because they'll get like more humanity or less grades because of it. So sometimes you want them to fail, sometimes you want them to succeed depending on what their quest is going to be. And you can kind of like dictate who's going to be doing what. And then you'll use your lasers and your spells. It's really kind of, it sounds complicated, but it's really not when you start paying more attention to it. But it's kind of like a really small rundown, so I'm hoping it's not confusing you too much here. Now, Rolly over here has a ton of friends. I don't know about that happening, so we'll zap her as well. And I hope... Oh, you're gonna... No, don't go there! Ah, she's going to the restroom. Can't stop her from doing that. Hey. Can't go to the restroom. Why, miss? I have to go. It's like, no, you can't go. Alright, so you know what? I think at this point we have to stop using the spell, or the laser, because we are down to 79 success chance over here. And how's her boy doing over 77? So we're going to stop now because if we fail, our grades will drop even more than they would by just being friends. So we'll stop here in that regard here for a bit. Now, what we could do, if I didn't feel confident about Memorizer working, I could just switch her back to Televisor. The grades would not drop or go up, but at least has a higher chance of success, and they'll also lose humanity, which is, one step closer to being pineapples. But you know what, since we're over here just kind of showing you the basics, I am going to let it play out and see what happens here. So now, we'll speed up. And luckily we've succeeded with her, but Homeboy over here failed. So, because of his failure, the grades dropped, which is going to hurt our income for the day over here. So what I'm going to do at this point is fire these guys. When you first hire them, you have to pay them a significant amount of money that they ask for. But if you fire them before the day ends, which means before they leave the school, you don't have to pay them anymore. So we're going to be firing both of these individuals because we kind of used them up already. And we'll come over here, and tomorrow we'll hire a few more individuals. And also, be sure to fire the principal because 2,000 is a lot of money. So we'll fire you too. Our income for today is going to be $240, which is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but it's good at least for the size scope of our class here for now. So get on out of here. Get on out of here, kids. Stop wandering the school grounds. It's time to leave. Get on the bus. Get on the bus, pineapples. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of that restroom, okay? Stop setting fire to my restroom, please. $240 is going to be our income for today. Had we not fired people, we'd be in the negatives. So right now we need another teacher. Let's go over here and hire ourselves some teachers. We have to do that from here, Falcon. So we have 70 with Miss Chawowski. Sure, we'll pick her up. And we also have, a 90 in Miss Chatma. These names are just so difficult, dog. What happened to Mrs. Peterson? Or Mrs. Roberts? Or Mr. Klein? Something really basic for this American plebe over here. So, that's fine. We'll pick them up. And I guess we don't have to, but since we have extra points, we might as well pick up this principal as well. And we'll just fire her before the end of the day, so we won't have to pay. Come over here, Mr. Dude. Get these kids to class. All of them. All of them to class. Alrighty. So, while he does this thing over here, let's look at our teachers. Now, Mrs. Chelsky. Now, keep this in mind. When you fire people, obviously the experience does not carry over. So now you have to train a new teacher. Essentially, what you want to do is start off with a teacher with like a 90 or 90 above energy. So you can kind of use them up a bit. And they have enough energy to pull off the third skill. The third skill is going to give you a lot of upgrades to your grades. So if you want the money to start coming in, you definitely want this one and this one unlocked here. But for now, all we have is Memorizer. So we'll go to Memorizer one more time. And then with Mrs. Chatma, we will do Memorizer again. Good. So once they get their class underway, hopefully they won't lose too much energy over here. You can dictate how much they'll lose as well, because the Memorizer spell will tell you how much indeed is going to be used every time you use it. And as well, since we were using lasers last time around, this will kind of really hurt us. But as you can see over here, we succeeded. Now, the grades, mind you, those do carry over. So for instance, remember we were like a D- in English because our male teacher failed? She was able to bring this up to a C average, which isn't too bad. And then we have a C over here in math as well. So it's going to drop and lower based on your teacher skills as well. So right now, they both have one extra skill point. I think we'll be sticking with Mrs. Chatma for a bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her hold on to her points. I'm going to use up the English teacher this time around, and we'll teach her... Actually, you know what? I'll teach her nothing. because then she's going to be in the same ballpark as our male teacher who failed. So I think 80 is a pretty decent number for success. Now, we still do have kids being friends, which isn't exactly what you want. The other ones are a bit more harder to take care of, but they also require a different type of lasers to take care of as well. So, for instance, over here, enemy ones, they'll require a different laser. Teasing requires a different type of laser than the ones that we have. We have to unlock them, though. Let's see. But luckily, we only have... Rolly has one friend. Oh, I think we only have like one pair of kids with being friends now. Oh, no. We have a few more. Alright, let's do this. You over here. Let's go ahead and teach you the Unfriender. I'm going to fire pretty soon anyway. Your energy's kind of low already as it is. Let's see what do we have here. Frenemy. Oh, you're frenemies now, too. Great. Zap this kid. No, don't run off yet. Don't run off just yet. So, this kid has a friend. This kid has a friend. Zap him. No, he's gonna... No, don't go to the restroom. God damn it. Get out of there. Get out of there, John Reg Chivik. Hey, kids, stop mixing into the same... What are you guys doing? You're bullying each other in there? Stop bullying each other. I don't like kids, males and females in the same restrooms together, okay? Nothing good can come of it. Alrighty. Let's see how we do with our classes here today. Should have probably moved my vice principal. Oh, the fucking English class failed again. It would. Alright, Mr. Timbo, you need to be fired, my friend. These English teachers is like really disappointing me. Get on out of here. I feel we're going to stick with the math teacher, though. Just because she already has a few skill points. She should have 2. Where's she at? Hey. Where'd you go? There you are. So, let's see. You'll get... Whoa. If I keep you around, I am not paying you $400 at the end of this day, though. You're out of your mind. I will pay you a little bit of money here, so you could come back with 14 energy for tomorrow. That'll bring you up to 84. That's pretty good. I think 84 is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself with a $100 profit here today. I'll pay her to keep her around, and she should be a bit more rested for tomorrow. So I'll do that one. I'm going to hold on to this experience until we unlock quantification, which will give us a bigger boost to our grades over here. So let's fast forward. This kid should be going. And there you go. I think we should probably start wrapping it up here, though. I feel like I've done a decent enough job kind of teaching you how this kind of plays out. You kind of get the idea, right? But again, as you get further and further into the game, the scope becomes bigger because you have more classes to take care of, more different jobs as well, like, cafeteria people. Vice principal is just basically the bread and butter of it for now, but as you proceed with the game, you unlock more different classes and things of that nature. But I guess you get it. I really wanted to get to the point where you could turn some of these kids into pineapples, but the problem is that does take a little bit of time because it is a simulation game-based after all, so time is definitely something you have to invest into it. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, leave a like. The support does mean a lot. If you look into the description below, should have information for the game if you want to check it out for your own accord. I will catch you next time.